so let's create our login and sign up system. Now I've decided to separate this page into two parts, the login and the sign up, because currently when you create on here, it does this animation where it changes from one to the other, which is kind of neat, but I think this will waste our time if we try to integrate this as it is. So I'm just going to separate it into two pages, login and sign up page. Okay, so let's go to our editor here. And the first thing I want to do is I want to go to my resources, and that's the login.blade. And in here I will create a new folder. So first of all, let me create two new folders. The first one is going to be admin, and the other one is going to be auth for authentication. Right, so I'm just going to copy everything that is in here and right click on the auth, new file, paste in here, and save this one as the signup.blade.php. Save that. So since this is the sign up page, we'll leave the register thing on like that. We don't need the script anymore because we are not toggling between the two anyway. So out of there. Let's go back to the login page, do something similar, remove the register section of this page, remove the script, we don't need it, save that. And now I'll right click and open containing folder so I can move it into the auth like so. So now we have login blade, sign up blade, which is awesome. Righty then, so that's good. Let me save that. Oops. So now you have to be careful when you move a page from within here. So now I have two copies of this, so I need to delete this one from the main folder and then go to the auth. That's where the login is. Okay, very good. So now what I can do is go to my routes web, and then in here I have login, I have register, but let's change, these guys have moved to a different location, so we'll put auth.login, and then here we'll put auth.signup like so. Okay, so when you go to the login, that's what we get, register, that's what we get. And then let me go back now to where it says already registered here. I want to send this to a different location, so I'll copy this and put that there and change this to login, and then go back to login as well. Here where it says create account, put that there to send it to the register section. Okay, very good. So let's come back and let me refresh the login page. So that's the login. If I click on create account, it sends me here to the register section, but it's not showing anything. So I'm guessing that's because where is this? That's because it starts off as hidden or something, because there's a toggle here that's supposed to show. The problem is I didn't spend enough time checking this out. Okay, now to avoid having to dive in and check what's going on, let me just undo for a second here until the script over here. And then all I want to do is, let me paste this back like that, change that to login. I just wanted the script back. Now instead of waiting for the on-click listener, let's just remove the actual on-click event and just leave this there. It will handle itself to toggle whatever it needs to toggle. I don't want to go into looking at what's what. So there we go. So sign up, then we click on sign up. Let's see, let's log in, create account, and then there it goes. Okay, so this is all good. It's working fine. We can now register, we can now log in. So we're going to begin with the register section, of course. Register here. Now that we have the views that are required, let's go to our web here, web route, and let's change our routes a bit to include our controllers instead. So I'll duplicate this part here so that I can get a controller instead. The controllers are inside up, HTTP controllers, and then let's try the login controller, and then duplicate that, change that to the sign up controller. And then we are also going to have another admin controller. And yes, let's see where we are in the config. Oh, in the app controllers, do we have an admin controller? No, we do not. So let's create that real quick. So I'm going to go to Artisan, right click, open containing folder, cmd, and then I'm going to type PHP Artisan make controller, and then the controller will be called admin controller, like that, admin controller. Okay, it's gonna take a while, but it will come. There we go. So let me exit. I don't need that no more. And we're back here. So now we do have an admin controller, I presume. Admin controller right there. Very good. Then let's go back to the web and create the routes that are required here. So there's the login, register, and then finally the admin controller. Now I'm just going to retype this. Let's say route like this. So the get on the admin controller like this, and that will be admin like so, and then I will put a controller here. So I'll say admin controller class, comma, index like so. And then because I don't want somebody to just access this, I'm just going to say middleware here. I'll put middleware and say auth. So that means somebody must be logged in for them to actually access that. So let me duplicate this as well. And so the get route here doesn't really need to go through a controller for the login, but a post one might need to go through that. So let's put a post version. So instead of admin, it's login. Now make sure you remove the middleware here, otherwise you have problems. You won't be able to log in or sign up. And then this will go to the let's try the save. Okay, let me duplicate this, and this one is register, and the register as well, save. But then let's change that controller. We named our controller sign up controller like this, and here we named it login controller like so. Okay, so this is great. We have for the login register both get variables and post variable, post routes and get routes as well. So you don't need these slashes here, by the way. Can be like that. That's so okie dokie. All right, so admin is inaccessible. That's good. Now, before we can even have this auth started, we definitely need a database. So to create a database is very simple. Let's go to our env and look at what database name we have here, and that's magazine_db. So I'm going to copy that, and let's go to our database, click new. This is PHP my admin, obviously. Paste that, create. So we have a database now, and so that's it. And keep in mind that we do have migrations already here, database migrations. So if I go to database migrations, you see there are a few of these. And the one we're interested in mostly is the users table. So what we will do is open artisan again. So I'm just going to open the containing folder again, cmd. So I'll be like PHP artisan migrate, enter. So that's all I need to do for now, and it has done all the migrations that I required, and that is okay. Awesome. I can exit from there and then go to my database and look at the structure here. Now I have a few items here, and what I'm interested in is the users table. So in the users table, we have name, email, password. These are the three that we really need. So in order to have these run, let's go to the post section of these things. So in the signup.blade, I need to make sure that my inputs have actual names. So that's very important, not just placeholders, but name. So I put name in this one. The first one is name, because that's what the columns have. And the next one is password, and then there's the other one which is equal to email. So let me just swap these two like so. Okay, so both, since I'm signing up here, let me put the type as text so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so it sends the information to the register section, which sends that to the sign up controller, which is this one right here. So I really don't need this function right here, because during the get version of things, we don't really come to the controller. But let me leave it for now. We go to the save here. This is more important. So this is where we will receive the information that we want. So I want us to validate the information. So to validate, we write our key value pairs here. So there's email, there's name, and then there's password. So the only thing that we need for a password is that it's required. So let's leave that there. Let's put another comma here. Everything else is indeed required, but maybe not string here, because we don't want symbols for names. What we want is alpha. Now, if you want numbers as well, you can put alpha num like this, but alpha will do. Now, keep in mind that you can go to the documentation and see what validation rules you can apply here. Email is obviously email, but then the email is required as well, and also it should be unique. So let's put unique there. But the way unique works is you have to tell it in which table to check for the uniqueness. So I'll put full colon and put users like that. Now, if the column I'm checking is not equal to the key here, maybe it's a different column, maybe it's username, I'll put a comma and put username. So what this tells it is that it should be unique in the users table, and search in the username column to make sure that the value here is unique. But since we are searching in the email, I can either put email here or just leave it be, because it's already email, so it knows to check in the email column. Alrighty then, so once I have checked for these, it should be good to validate. And then down here, once I am done, I need to redirect to the login page. So I'm just going to say redirect, and then this is going to be auth.login. Actually, no, the redirect represents a URL, so instead I'll just put login here. It's not the same as a view. If I was trying to load a view, then I would say auth.login like that. All right. So now that we are done validating the data, we must save the data. Now, in order to save, we do need a model. Now, the user model comes pre-installed here, so no biggie. Let's just use it. I'll say app like so, models, and actually it's directly up, models, and model. So this is the user model like that. use, sorry there, app models users. Let's hope that's what it is. App models, yes. Okay, so we are able to use the user model here. Now keep in mind that this code here will not run as long as this is invalid, because it's going to redirect here. But for now, at this point, what I say is just user is equal to new user. And then for now, I'll say user insert, like so. Okie dokie. Now I can insert directly by just saying validated. This, I think I should make it validated so that I know this contains the data that's validated. So validated, like that. It's that simple to save in the database, just like this. Okay, and then once we are done, we can redirect to the login page. Okay. Now, one more thing we need is obviously to check for errors. But before we can do that, let's come back here and let me just try and sign up without typing anything. So you see, I don't get any errors or anything like that. That's probably because errors are there, but I just can't see them. So for me to see, I'll go to the sign up right here under this place. Let me add a div. Maybe that's too strong. Let me add a span instead. Excuse me, sorry about that. Ugh, flu season here. Okay, so in here I will put for each statement. Yes, for each, and the for each will contain errors, all as error, like that. And then just do the end for each like this. Alrighty then. Then here I will echo out the error. Now let me put a break tag as well here so that each error is on a separate line. Let me add a style where I can reduce the font size to, let's say, 12 pixels, and then let's change the color to red. Very nice. So let's come back here and let's try again, create. Okay, so now we see a few errors here happening. Very nice. The name field is required, the email field, the password field is required. Goody goody. So now if you do want to add these errors down below each one of these, you can still do that as we discussed earlier. And also, if I type a name here and click create, the next time it comes back, it's gone. So we need to have that. Let me put value here. So I'm just going to say value, and then in here I will add my brackets and put old, like so. Let me just put one of these, maybe name, like so. And then this one is email, and this one is password. Very good. Okay, so like this, if I type something and try that and it doesn't work out, I still find it there. Very good. So let's try and save some data, shall we? So I'll put a name, and I will put an email, and I will put a password. Create. It seems it has created because now we're at the login page. So let's check here and see what's going on. Okay, looky there, we have a record. Very nice. But the password is not hashed. We don't have the dates when this user signed in or signed up. So this isn't ideal at all. So let's go to the operations here and let's truncate this table. Just get rid of all the information I like to truncate because it reverts back the ID to 1. Alrighty then. So back here, what I will do now is let me go to the controller and fix things from there. So here, when we say it validated, it only gets whatever it was supplied in the inputs and puts it there. But we can create our own array here. So let's do that instead. Let's create the array ourselves. So here I will say name, put the arrow, and let's just say use request input, like so, and name. So this is how you get the input. You grab from the input there. So I'm getting the name. Let me put a comma. Let's repeat this a couple of times. So this is the name, and this one be the email. Okay, so name, email, that's okay. Let's go for the password. But instead of just putting a password there, we need to hash it. So let's use one of these facades here. I'll duplicate the DB and use the one for hash, like so. Actually, it's just hash, like so. Okay, great. So what I will do here is just say hash make, like that, in brackets. So it's going to hash whatever is in here. Awesome. And then down here, what I will do is add a date instead. So let's add a date. Excuse me. Now you can make the date from here as a variable. If you want, you can just say date is equal to date, and then let's put Y, capital Y, small letter M, small letter D, capital H, full colon I, full colon S. So there we go. And then I can just get that variable and put it here. Do the same here as well. And we are good to go. Now I don't need the last comma here, so I'll remove it. And this is not date, obviously. This will be created at, and the other one is updated at. Very, very nice. And I need double colons there, like so. Okay, so things should work out very well right now. Let's try again. So back to create an account, and let me put my name. Let's put an email address, and let me put the password, and then I will say create. So we didn't get no errors, that's all good, but let's check in here what we have. And as you can see, we have an encrypted password, we have the created and updated at also there, and we have everything looks good, in short. Okay.